Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday. The S&P 500, unfortunately, today was down 0.87%. And really, it was kind of a flip-flop day. Yesterday, the NASDAQ was down a lot. The Dow was barely down. Today, the Dow was down more, 1.4%. And the NASDAQ was barely down at 0.1%. So what we're seeing right now is this fear of inflation. And it comes from this jobs report that happened on Friday. And so, there was 1 million jobs expected. We had 266,000 reported. Normally, in a normal situation, you would see a scenario where inflation was reduced because now we had less jobs than we thought we would have, means the economy is soft and there aren't as many jobs out there. But this is not a normal scenario. This is not a recovery from a recession. This is a reopening that is quite dramatic, actually. So, what has really happened is that there are literally millions of open jobs, and they're having a very hard time filling those jobs. There's been lots of different things talked about as to why people aren't taking these jobs. Some of them are saying that it's because of this, additional stimulus, or people are having to stay home with their kids because of school isn't, fully back yet, or people are just afraid of the virus. I mean, one thing about these particular jobs, a lot of them were closed down during the pandemic because they were face-to-face person type jobs. And so they had some higher risk. So coming back to them obviously is a bit of an issue, especially since it's probably a younger demographic, as from what we've seen. And they're the last ones to get the vaccine. So maybe not all of them are even vaccinated yet at this point. And so you're hearing all these weird stories about companies that are struggling to get the employees in. And so what that means, and the way the market will look at that, is say, oh, even though there's about 10 million people that are unemployed or underemployed, if none of them want to come to work, then we have a very tight labor market. That's the thought process. And a tight labor market is what really can ratchet up inflation. So, we're having shortages in lumber and semiconductors and chlorine and chicken, and all of these things. But a lot of those things can be, worked out fairly quickly. But ultimately, when you get to a situation where, almost everybody that is going to work is working, then you end up with a battle for those employees that are still there. And, that usually means higher pay as far as that goes. And so, that's a kind of a harder one to get. That's why they call that systemic, inflation. Now, this is not a normal scenario in the sense that we still have so many people that are unemployed and underemployed. And the fact that they don't want to come out and work for a variety of different reasons, almost all of those reasons probably, go away here at some point in time. Schools will eventually open. The unemployment insurance ends, in September, and the fear of the virus and getting vaccinated probably dissipates at least somewhat so here during that same time frame. So what we're looking at here is possible inflationary situation. We saw the bond yields go up again because, again, this fear of inflation, but it is looking fairly temporary in that regards. And so we'll have to see, how that works out. Very fascinating to see what's happening. Market is kind of running all over the place as far as that goes, but very interesting time period to pay attention as to what's happening here and try to make some adjustments. The pieces, the value pieces that we have, quite a few did better than the S&P 500 again today, and did better, than the Dow as far as that, but some didn't. Yesterday was a better day for us, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. So look forward to talking to you then. Thank you very much.